Hi there and welcome. My name is Lovemit and I would really love to introduce you to our very first podcast about mental health within gaming. Such a huge subject at the moment within the gaming industry, the good and the bad, how it helps and how it hinders. So this is our first ever podcast. This goes out every Sunday, 1 p.m. UK time, where we have interviews with people within the gaming community and the industry. And this is our very first one. Hope you like it. If you do, please put a thumbs up, put a comment down below, and I hope to see you in the live stream soon. How are we doing, everyone? Welcome. How are we? Welcome to the new setup. Welcome, Darth, as well. How are we doing? Here we are in the whole new setup. How we doing? Nice. So yeah, here we are in the whole new setup. This is going to be our new Sunday podcast routine. So this is all about mental health within gaming. I suffer mental health, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, and I have for quite a while now. And I'm kind of really intrigued on how people within gaming, kind of it helps or it doesn't, and I'm kind of intrigued because every single time I go on Twitter, there's always someone talking about their mental health, in a bad or positive or whatever way, especially within the gaming industry. So this is what we're going to do today. Have got Darth. First of all, I'm just going to leave Darth for 2 seconds, and we're going to jump on and just see a couple of things that I found by doing some researching. So, with regards to kind of mental health within gaming, like it is absolutely crazy. But this one kind of blows my mind. I think it's quite a lot. There's estimated that 11 out of every 100 gamers is affected by some kind of mental health. That's either addiction or that's either, depression, anxiety, anything like that. So, that's quite I think that's still quite a lot, the thing with I found within, especially the gaming community, I think there's a lot of people that are quite open. And that kind of blows my mind. There's a lot of people that are talking about it, and it is quite open. So the other thing as well, like here we are. So 31% more likely to suffer from mental health working in the gaming industry, with numbers only 17% out of the industry. Again, it's a huge number. That's nearly double. And I was speaking to someone the other day about this, and it is. I think the gaming industry is very good, but also as well, a lot of people feel like they have to do what the professionals are doing. They don't take holidays, they're streaming all the time, or if it's within the industry, they're designing all the time, don't take holidays, anything like that. So, yeah, I think it's a huge number, massive number. And then finally, according to Forbes, so this is back in 2020, but you can see that the gaming industry has grown huge. But yeah, there's been a lot about positive mental health and well-being within gaming now, which is great. But I still believe there's a lot kind of outside of that where people, as I said before, it hinders you a lot. Like if you're doing too much, you're kind of taking yourself away from the real world. There's a lot going on. Anyway, so let's kind of introduce Darth again, and I'll let him introduce himself, and we can ask him about his thoughts and mental health and what's happened with him, I suppose. Hey Darth, thanks for waiting around. Is he back? Darth.
Are you talking through Discord, mate, or through your stream? I can't hear you through Discord.
Oh, can you not? Oh, hold on. That's better. Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. Technical issues as always, but yes.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? I'm back.
Yes, we are good. So, so basically, if you just want to kind of introduce yourself, obviously what you do gaming wise, and also maybe a little bit about your real life stuff, and then kind of I suppose we can go into how gaming either helps or hinders yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Darth C. Lace, real name Craig Lace. I've known Lovemit for 18 months now, I guess. Just within gaming. From kind of my career, I'm an agile coach. So I work in projects. I work in software delivery, iterative delivery, mainly in the financial services. Been doing that for close to 18 years now. So a bit of a seasoned vet in that space. I also run an events company, which we ran at pretty much. I've been involved in doing events or some kind of performance since kind of school and college. And actually I now have a second business which my partner runs now. And I get involved from a kind of a hosting aspect, or running an event management, but also MC hosting as well, large corporate retail events. And I've always been into gaming, probably like most of us that are into gaming. We're into gaming since I'm 40 now. Similar to Lovemit, I had a ZX Spectrum, I had a Commodore 64, I had the early consoles, I did early computer programming. So always been involved in playing games, enjoying games, and watching the development of games. And obviously, games nowadays are, the immersion and the realism of these games are so real. And with the introduction of VR, and I've got one of the latest headsets, it's an amazing platform to enjoy, and plug yourself in away from kind of the real world. So I think that's, most people treat it as escapism, I guess. But with that escapism comes some triggers for mental health, good and bad.
Yep, totally agree. Yeah, I think you're bang on there, and this is kind of what's made me want to kind of do this. Is I was actually speaking to my other half about it as well, and I'm very regimented when it comes to streaming, and it kind of makes me laugh. Like, you see a lot of, especially on TikTok and other social platforms, where people are like, gaming and streaming's my therapy, and then literally it cuts to him like screaming at the game, and it does make me laugh. But and I do say this is my therapy without a doubt. Talking to people, and it's not always about gaming for me. It's talking to people. It is my therapy. I've done real therapy. I'm still on medication for anxiety and depression, and my panic attacks. And therapy kind of didn't. It kind of did work for me, but it didn't. It made me start talking about it, but yeah, it seems like, I don't know. I know it works for people. Like, I know loads of people that have had therapy, and it's been amazing. For me, it kind of just didn't hit the nail on the head. But this for me does. But then, with regards to that, if I don't have people to talk to when I'm streaming, it can affect me really bad. And I had this the other day. I think even you were probably in the stream, or I was playing with yourself, Darth, and it did. It kind of hit me where I was like, one day you're on like 20 viewers, one day you're on like 2 viewers, and it can affect you, and it does, and it's trying to kind of get your head around it, and I admit it, but as I say, with streaming, I'm very regimented. Like, even today, this is going to be X amount of time, and then I will be streaming games till 5 o'clock, 1 till 5. That is my time, and after that, I am literally coming straight off. That's it, done. I might do a little bit of editing and things like that, but I think with me, that's the way I have to deal with it. Otherwise, I think I probably could get into the gaming addiction side and kind of stay in, and I think you have to be quite regimented. But
Yeah, I think discipline's a big thing. I mean, when I was a kid, I loved gaming, right? I would stay up late gaming, and it got to the point where you get to kind of college and you think, this is going to affect my learning, right? So you kind of just think, I need to stop, need to slow down. And I can see that a lot within, my children and children now, where they are, with the accessibility of devices and games and everything, it's a lot more accessible. You can do it. It's a bit different back then,
yeah,
your mum used to have your plug for your
yeah,
room on a timer kind of thing. It's a bit different, but I think you're right. I think, from your perspective, you have a very disciplined set of time, whereas I just kind of stream when I feel like I want to stream. So I tend to have days penciled that I think, right,
yeah,
these particular days, I'm probably going to go and stream, even if it's for an hour, even if it's 5 hours or whatever. And sometimes I'll do longer or whatever. But I'm very much there. If I don't really feel like streaming, if I'm not on and you're used to seeing me on, it's probably because I just don't feel like streaming. And,
yeah,
and that's the tiredness of the normal day job. So I don't rely on the streaming. I do streaming because I enjoy doing it. And I think the lockdown was a really big kind of pivotal point for me when I started to realize a bit more about my own mental health, because I went from being very social. My main job's in London. I was there every day, 5 days a week. You know, there'd be a lot of work going on, a lot of project work, a lot of collaboration, and then also a lot of social events. Of course, when lockdown hit,
Yeah.
you know, we were working from home. We didn't have our print shop then, so we literally didn't go to work. We had an office, but we weren't there because we could work from home. And it was, you know, although, you know, I love Laura to bits, but we do
Yeah.
individually love our own time. You know, we
Hmm.
love our own time. And that was when I started. So back, you know, when around March, when lockdown kind of kicked in, around then I started to do a bit more streaming. I've done a little bit before, but never really did it properly.
Yeah.
And I did a bit, and I thought actually this is quite good because I've got people that I know, and I tried on different platforms. I was streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and I was getting different pulls from different places. I thought, this is quite good because I'm having a chat with my mates and I'm playing a game, right? This is quite a good way of this is quite a good way of replacing a bit of that, you
Yep.
know, collaboration that I was
Hmm.
getting and networking. And because we did a lot of I was doing a lot of hosting events, where I'm used to hosting, you know, up to 2,000 people, just, you know, from that to nothing, right? To
Yeah.
absolutely not having an audience. And even though sometimes, yet we do have one or two, or we have 20 viewers, it does get you down sometimes. And I think so. The positive side is the fact that there is an outlet.
Yeah.
And I talked about this before on my stream, and I think we all talked about this when we were playing together. That I think for me, I'm very much an extrovert. So, but hopefully not one of those annoying ones. So it's more that I'm very confident I can just talk to. If no one's there, they're not there. I'll just carry on talking until someone's there. That's fine. From an introverted person, I think streaming, because it kind of feels a little bit safer for an introvert. They're kind of on their own anyway.
Mm.
They can talk and they can get some reaction, and they get some reaction that really helps them from a confidence point of view. And I think some of the extroverts that stream, and we all know a few extroverts that stream, you know, they're really
Yeah.
excelling in that, because they're in they're not having to do the face to face. They can choose when they want to talk. They can choose when they want it. They're not forced into situations where they want to talk. Whereas you can just throw me in front of 2,000 people, not knowing what the event is, give me a crib sheet, and I'll probably just get through it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to do that. So I think from a positive perspective, it replaced those people that we were talking to, and then the extra notch of that was meeting you guys, right? So I mean,
Hmm.
meeting you, love meeting Hawksy, meeting,
Yep.
you know, some of the people that we've interacted with over the last 18 months to 2 years. That was literally just through dropping in on a channel, having a chat, then joining a Discord, doing a bit more of a chat, playing similar games.
Yep. Exactly.
We all primarily play Tarkov. We do play the odd, you know, we are variety gamers
Yeah.
from ourselves offline. Online, my presence is probably, I play Tarkov probably 90%. If you look at my stats, it's 90% of the time I'm playing Tarkov.
Yeah.
You know, I play some stuff with my daughters. I play, you know, games with other people. But I don't think it necessarily matters to the game. But the positivity of us getting involved in Tarkov was that we're all on the same page, we're all having the same pain, we're all having the same love.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
squad stuff was really good for us. It meant that we, you know, although we do in lockdown, we couldn't see our mates. And some of the mates that we had, they're social mates. So we'd either play football with them, or we'd go to the pub with them, or we'd go out with them. Well, that
Yeah.
wasn't happening, right?
Yeah.
These guys don't game.
Yeah.
So I gained a whole new circle of friends through streaming. That's a different set to my day-to-day physical friends. And you know, to the point where they have become physical. Hawksy came down to my 40th birthday. He traveled
Yeah.
all the way down. You know, it's and you know what it's like when you meet up with people that you game with. There's a different kind of brother sisterhood there than it
Yeah.
is to your normal day-to-day friends.
Yeah. Without a
So it
doubt.
did bridge the
Yeah.
gap, and that's the positive side. From a negative side, it touches a bit on the point that you made earlier, where, you know, I'll stream one night and I'll have, you know, you might pop along for a bit, disappear, Hawks pop along, disappear, and then you for 2 hours you got no one, right? You're just playing the game, and then I'm thinking, well, I want to put some more content out, because I know on the side of that, some people like the content that we put out. They
Yeah,
like
of
the hover
course.
stuff, the TikToks and the YouTube. So
Yeah.
I'll carry on, because there's going to be some funny moments, but you do get to the point where you're like, well, I'm going to call it there and come off. And then the next night, you'd be thinking, well, do I go on, because I'm not sure anyone's going to be around? Like, you know, you think, well, I know when people are sometimes around, or they're streaming themselves, and we can join in with those.
Yeah.
So there is a negativity to that. There was a period a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago actually, where I think I streamed almost 14 or 15 days in a row, whether it was an hour or 5 hours. And
Yeah.
during that time, it was really good, right? So this is touching on the addiction side, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't say full addiction, but
Yeah. Yeah.
the addiction to results,
Yeah. Of
because
course.
I was going on and I was getting a few more follows, a few more subs, but there's people there all the time.
Yeah.
There was never a gap. Every time I went on, there was someone there to talk to, right? And I reflected on that after the kind of 2 weeks, and I was thinking, this is quite bad, because if this drops off, come down from
Oh my
having that
God, yeah.
kind of addiction is massive, right? Because and then so I took a few days off, came back, and I still had people because I kind of foresaw that I potentially would have a massive come break. And there was when you guys remember, there was a few months ago where I didn't really stream for about a month,
Yeah.
4 or 5
Mm-hmm.
weeks.
Yep.
Lots going on at work, lots going on at home. We moved house, all this kind of stuff, and it was like I wasn't really set up properly. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I felt like I couldn't do a decent enough performance in what I was playing.
Yeah,
I
of
wasn't
course.
really doing well in the game, and you drop off, and that's the negative side. That I think you've got to find that balance. And I would say I'm quite a strong-willed, strong-minded person.
Yeah.
Like if I don't want to do something, I won't do it.
Yeah.
You know, if I want to save £1,000 this month, I'll do it. You know,
Yeah.
I'll just do it. But this kind of blurs the lines a little bit, and I think there is a danger to that because, you know, sometimes we go on, sometimes we and what is also negative on the other side is the viewers that watch us regularly.
Yeah.
They will also just message say, "You're all right.
Yeah.
Like, you're not on." Like they're used to seeing you on, or they're missing you because you're not on. So, for people that aren't necessarily streaming, but they need not introverts, extrovert, but they need that. I want to be able to chat to someone
Yes.
I relate to on the stream. That's their role. They you know, if we take, I mean, you know, just name drop. Let's say Monkey Tart, for example.
Yep.
Monkey Tart comes in all of our streams. Dr. Steph comes in all of our streams.
Yep.
The difference between them two is Dr. Steph does do some of her own streaming, so she's got a bit of a network there.
Yeah.
Monkey hasn't yet streamed.
Yeah.
But he's in every single one of our chats. Now he will message us when we're not around saying, "Are you guys coming on?" So there's kind of there's a reliance in my head. I feel there's a reliance for us to be on because it gives someone else an outlet. You know, they're dealing with kids, they're dealing with their life, and they just want that escapism themselves. They're not playing the game, they just want the chat. And then there's us that want escapism, and then we feel that we have to provide a service for someone.
Yep.
There's a fine balance there, and I think that really has to be carefully tweaked and monitored to make sure that you both don't get out of sync, that you're not heavily reliant on the other, but there's still the positivity there, and you can squash some of the negativity.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think you've hit the nail on the head with a lot of that stuff, to tell you the honest truth. And it is like, you know, my background, I came from Mixer. And obviously when we were first on Mixer, and I was playing Tarkov, I was the top 2 rows every time I played. You know, big numbers, great fun, community huge, and it was really, really, really good. And it was, you know, I felt like it was going to go somewhere. And then obviously Mixer did Mixer, you know, and you have to try and find another platform. And, you know, I'd done a little bit from, it was pretty similar to yourself, really. I'd done a little bit from the my PlayStation onto Twitch. And so I kind of had a little bit there. And then as soon as I come over to Twitch, it was the kind of thing was like, I was, you know, a bit similar to yourself. I was like, right, 7 days, I'm going to get, you know, affiliate in 7 days. I'm going to push it. And I did. I got 7 days affiliate, amazing, brilliant. But then I kept on going because I was like, well, I've got people here. I might as well keep going. And the missus was like, how long are you streaming for? And I was like, I don't know, and, you know, whatever. It's just, you know, and that was really, and it got really bad. You know, it is, you get to that stage where it's like, yeah, okay, it is starting to get into a gaming addiction. You know, I am there. Yes, it's helping myself, but also it's not. Like in my real life, it was hitting hard, you know. So yeah, I totally get that. And, you know, I think a lot of people do go through that. But you are right. You do get to a stage where it's like, I feel like I have to stream for the people to then, exactly what you said, for the people to come and go, I need to watch someone stream, and you're there and they chat and et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? And this is, again, why I wanted to do something like this, because I want people to know they're not alone. You know? Yeah, not alone and all that kind of stuff, you know? There's a big level of guilt when you're not on for sure. Yeah, exactly. Hawks just said in there, you know, and it is. You do feel quite guilty, and, you know, I try and, like, again, I'm very lucky. Like, my other half, like, she is brilliant. Like, she understands this is my therapy, this is my time out, and I need, again, I'm the same as kind of you, Darth. You know, don't get me wrong, I love the missus so much, but then you do, I'm especially, I need my my escapism, my own time, my, you know, even if it's on the drawing pad or if it's, away from life a little bit, you know, because I'm a full-time stay-at-home dad as well. It's, you know, is absolutely full on during the day. It is crazy full on. So I do need my escapism, and she's really good. And she's like, yes. So today, this week, you know, these are the days that I'm going to be working like late or what. So you can't do anything then, but let's get you time here and there. And it's brilliant, you know, and that's been amazing for me to have someone on my side, I suppose, kind of understanding what I'm doing and why I'm doing it for me, and my mental health, but also as well, kind of like, you know, kind of helping others come and watch the stream. And, you know, I'm similar to you. I met some amazing people streaming, and I've done exactly the same. I went everyone probably knows this. I am a bit of a geek, and I love Pokemon and all that kind of stuff. And there's a guy that we met streaming last Marauder, and he was like, "Oh, I've got a friend of mine. Let's play with Fortnite with him." So we played with him, and his name's Daz. And in the end, we were like, where, like, you know, it's always the way, isn't it? Where do you guys live? Where are you from? And I found out that they were literally 20 minutes from me. So it was like, right, let's go grab some beers. And a massive new Pokemon set came out, and we all bought like the massive, like, spent like 150 quid each on Pokemon cards, and all literally just got drunk and opened Pokemon cards, and it was wicked, you know. But that wouldn't have happened. And the people I know, and it's exactly the same as you, the people I know outside of gaming and streaming, they totally do not understand and get why I am doing this. But then they are, and I'm not obviously going to ever slate anyone's life, because their life's their own, and people are happy with what they do. But they are very much that if they have any mental health issues, anything like that, they will not talk about it. You know, and that's a very manly thing, and it's very London, Essex, that, you know, old school mentality.
I think it's a weakness, right?
Yes, and a lot of my mates are like that, you know. My real life mates are like that, you know, and, you know, they don't get it, and they think I'm sometimes a little bit weird when I'm very open with my mental health. You know?
Yeah, they can't handle that either, yeah.
Exactly, and they don't know what to say, or it's a bit weird for them, and, you know, I'm just like, you know, but I'm one of them that I want to open up, because I didn't have anyone there apart from my other half when it all happened to me. When I had my breakdown, literally, I felt so lost, so alone, so everything. It was just the most horrendous time of my life. And I didn't know what to do. For the first time ever, I didn't know what to do. And I don't want people to feel like that. I really, really don't.
Yeah. We'll get to that point. You want to help before, you know, or do, like you say, I mean, you see a lot of people say it all the time on social media. They're like if this has happened, something's happened to someone, like, if you really want to talk, then talk, right? And I guess not everyone will take people up on that, you know, or they'll forget. And it is really, but genuinely, like, within our community, as in the gaming community that we have, all of us would be happy to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it's just not, it's not like, I want to just big it up that I can just come and have it. It's just to have a chat. I don't even have to talk. You can just yell at me, shout at me, cry with me, whatever, you know. And I think men's mental health has become very much a social point in the last kind of 5 years. You know, it's been bigged up quite a lot. They're realizing, you know, male suicides is massive, and it's due to it. Really, they have pinpointed the fact that person just didn't have anyone to really talk to. You know, family can always say, well, you know, we're angry because they could have just spoke to me, and it's like, yeah, but that sometimes pride will stop you from talking to the closest ones to you.
Definitely.
Sometimes you need to talk to someone else. They'll give you an impartial view. They're not going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you the truth. Yeah. They're going to help you through it. They're going to sherpa you through it. Or, you know, you just say, what do you need from me? Do you need me just to be quiet and you talk? Do you want me to tell you how it is? Do you just want a hug? What do you need? And I think the more of us that do that and offer them services, I think, and it's not like I don't want to be it like with certain things like religion, where it's very much pushed down your throat. So you must, you know, I don't want to be like that. It's we're just here, guys. If you want to chat, you want to have a chat, you know. Yep,
exactly. And, you know, I've had, and hopefully the person that I'm actually talking about, obviously not naming names or anything, hopefully they're going to be on here, hopefully with me one of the Sundays in the future. I've already spoke to them and they're kind of interested, but they had a real hard time when COVID happened, and stuff happened to their family, and through COVID, and he did try and take his own life. Thank whatever, he is still here, and he is now doing freaking amazing. And that was, and hopefully he'll come on and obviously talk about it more. But he was very big in a lot of the channels that I kind of were around in the Mixer times and the early Twitch times, and a lot of people that he spoke to helped him out. Hopefully I was one of them. I don't know, but you know what I mean. And it's I think he was actually in someone's stream when he actually tried to do it, and they actually told him to help, get help and all that, and he did. And so and it is men's suicide. It is male suicide, especially in the UK. We all know it's more than women's. There seems to be a lot of pressure being put onto the shoulders of men, especially that thing, as you say, that you don't feel like you can talk to anyone, which is crazy.
Because we put pressure on ourselves.
Oh, mate, without a doubt. Yeah.
We come from the age old, I'm 40 now, so the age old is that, we are the providers of family, that's still very much ingrained. And we know that obviously everything is much more equal now, and everything's working, and family units and partnerships are. But yeah, I think men do put a lot of pressure on themselves, and it's not, it's not necessarily about looks, but it's about what you provide and what you do. And then I think we get hit hard with when we feel like something's a rejection point, or we're not quite doing enough.
Yeah.
I think that we take that harder than women do. I think. And I think that just builds up, and we don't talk about. We bottle it up, and we're meant to be stern faced. And I think more and more of us are talking now, and talking to our partners, talking to our friends. Yeah. But it's a long journey, and those people that aren't on that journey, haven't started yet. Sometimes it does feel like it's the only way out, and it really isn't the only way out. But I completely understand that it feels like I've had, contact issues with my oldest 3 children, right, for 4 years. So 4 years this September. I've not seen my older children for almost 4 years. Come this September. Yeah. And there have been some dark times in those 4 years. Yeah. Like there have been some where you're just like, what's the point? What am I doing? What am I fighting for? Because nothing's getting better. No one's listening to me. The system's broken. Yeah. But then I have my youngest daughter, Poppy, which some of you have seen on my streams, right? Yeah. She knows all about it. Like, she knows what's happening, and she is a massive comfort to me. Like, she really is. But there were dark times during this 4 years, and it was like, what am I going to do, right? Because no one is listening to me. No, my children are suffering. No one's listening to me. Yeah. So, but there are people to talk to. Gaming was a really big thing for me, because I could chat to you guys about everything. That escapism of not having to think about it, but then not having too much of a come down when I come off the stream and I go, oh, it's real life now. There is a bit of a blur there. Our circles are intertwined daily. We chat, us lot. There's 6 or 7 of us that chat daily. Yeah. About different things, whether it's gaming or anything else really going on in the world. And I think that really helped me. And I just hope that, and I'm sure there are these communities all over Discord and gaming that help each other out like this, and it's good to know. Yep, definitely. And exactly. I was one of them, and I used to bottle it up, and that's how and I'll be fully admitted, that's how I had a breakdown. There's no other word about it, and I will remember it to this day, and I still always remember it. And I was driving, and someone cut me up. And I was driving, and it was really close. They nearly smashed the car in, the whole kind of thing. And at the time, I didn't know what I was having, but I had a panic attack, and I didn't know. Didn't have a clue what was going on. The whole rest of the day I was at work, and I don't really remember the whole day at work. I don't remember it. I remember coming home, and then the missus was like, "How was your day?" And that was it. Burst into tears, lost it, couldn't talk. It was just like the whole, and it was because I bottled it up. It really was, because it got to a point where it couldn't go anywhere else. And that's kind of, then that's how I got my help. But again, it's that thing, isn't it? You want to be able to help people out before you get to my stage. And as you say, like with Discord and gaming and, just chatting in general is brilliant. And, as you say, we've got a WhatsApp group with a load of the lads, and
it's brilliant. Like sometimes we talk about gaming, but talk about real life, and it's awesome, And I've got a few of them groups, from gaming people and all that, and it's ace, and it does
But
make me laugh.
I think it's I sorry to interrupt.
No, no, no.
Tommy. I think it's good in those groups as well, and other groups that people are in, is to identify kind of the poisonous element. Like if there's any kind of poisonous element in there,
Yeah.
Bullying or
Oh my
just
God.
people
Yeah.
being passive aggressive, just avoid it, right? You
Yeah.
don't need those people in your life. And I think as a 40-year-old man,
Yeah.
Life experience has just taught me that from the age of 15 up to as I've gone through, more and more people have been dropped out of my life because they are just poisonous, and they affect either they're miserable or they're passive aggressive or they're underlying bullies, racism, sexism, anything poisonous. Just avoid those groups, because
Totally.
you're only gonna absorb positivity from that. The negativity is just going to grind you down, and you're not going to realize it, and you don't want to you're not going to play along with it just for that. Just you just avoid the groups. And I've done that in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I've dropped out of groups because I'm just not having people being bullied. I'm not having racist, sexist, prejudice, any kind of commentary like that.
Exactly.
And I think if you can identify it and avoid it, you should do, because you'll just get stuck in it, and it will affect you without you even knowing.
Yeah, and that is experience. I mean, as Darth, says, me and him are a very similar age. I'm 40 this year, and life experience and where we've been and jobs we've done. I mean, it does kind of, and I've been very similar. I've dropped a load of friends that, realistically they weren't friends, and you do call them friends, but they definitely weren't. And it sounds really silly, but even silly things. When I used to drive, I used to be not an angry driver, but because it was Essex, London when I was younger, it's was always busy, and you'd always get a bit annoying, and I don't know, it was a bit of an angry driver, but now I do not care. I totally do not care. If someone cuts me up, I don't care. If someone does it, I don't care. Yeah, I literally, and it's so weird, but ever since I've done, and it is the smallest thing, it's driving, it's not but ever since I've done that, it's chilled me out a little bit more. And it is, Darth is 100% right. Anything negative why am I getting annoyed at something I can't control?
You can only control your reactions.
Yeah,
so you can't control
exactly.
people, right?
Yeah.
So just be a better person, and you can control what you can control yourself. You can't control anyone else, no matter how much you try.
Exactly that. Exactly. And you are right. There is a lot of, within the gaming industry, there still is a lot of, negative. Well, you can go on Twitter and you can see instantly, the Twitter arguments between people is insane. And it's what's the point? There is no point at all to get involved with it, and it will just keep you going back and getting annoyed and keep going and going and going. It is that thing where I think you sometimes have to be the bigger and the better person just to kind of walk away and say, I don't want to deal with it, and I don't have to, and see you later.
Also, you don't know what their days like, right? Like, if you think about back to your instance, what if you got out of the car, you hurt someone, you went really, no one knows what your mental state is at that point.
Yep.
Someone could be, I've had people carve me up, and I just think to myself now, and I'm just like, no one got hurt. It's safe. It's fine. I've slowed down. I've seen it. Even if they hit me or whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
You have no idea what that person's going through. They might be trying to get from A to B because they've had some bad news, or they woke up. They don't know their mental health state. I very much just remove myself from the equation at that point and try and understand. That person's probably having a bad day, because I don't honestly believe, that more than 10% of the world are arseholes, right? I think there's 90% of the world, they're all good people.
Yeah.
Some of those might just be having bad days, but there's only 10% that are real arseholes, and we avoid those people. We can spot them now.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes we just don't know what that person's going through. You could just be making their day worse, and you could just be the person that, like that person did to you, push you over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For no reason. Just, I'm sorry, I carved you up. I'm sorry, but you didn't know that. So I think we just have to be aware that other people might not be in the best of days.
Yep. And especially now, even more than ever. As you picked up earlier, and also as Hawks put in the chat as well, it's literally people have lost their social lives because of COVID and lockdown. They've lost it, and it's no fault of their own. It's just been taken away from us. And the people that were super social are not social anymore. And there are people like that don't have an escapism like us of gaming. So then they are stuck in this kind of thing. And I know we're here about talking about gaming and all that, but you still have to think about that there is so much. I think mental health now is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger because of this, and also as well it's getting bigger and bigger in younger people. But then hopefully social media should be helping. Say should. There's a lot of like things that I don't think help, and I think it's a bit too much. But we're, as Dar said again earlier, we're in a totally different world to when we grew up, and I mean totally different world for when we grew up. As Dar said, I literally remember my mum coming in and taking away my controllers. That was it. Like, you've had enough. That's it. See you later. The controllers are going and they're going to be hidden. That was it. Whereas now, literally,
because the child will then go, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm going to do this, and then their anxiety goes up, and it's a real fine balance.
Yeah, I agree massively. Yeah, world is a different place. 100%. Social media will make it worse for sure. Yeah, I agree. Like it does make a lot worse, and especially like Instagram is a big one for me because I run a clothing company still. And I've run it for realistically after I had my breakdown. It was something I wanted to do and get out there and do something for myself. And I started the business, and it was the best thing in the world, Instagram, for a work tool. As a social tool, it makes you feel that you are not enough. And I think that is a lot of social media. It makes you feel like you are not enough. But in a positive way, I do think there is some good out there within social media. It's that, as Dar says, that fine balance of finding it and kind of what you want to deal with it and how you take it in. But then this is what I said, like, and again, this is why I wanted to do this program, this podcast, is to get other people's opinions, other people's views, speak to Darth, which has been amazing, like literally going through everything kind of Darth's gone through his life and how gaming has helped. There are a few people hopefully in the coming weeks that we will be talking to that have had negative for the gaming, and they've actually quit streaming and quit gaming because obviously gaming addiction and things like that, which will be really interesting to find out. I'm like super interested in finding out how people work with regards to gaming and mental health. This is it's such a big thing now, and yeah, it would be exciting to see the negatives and positives.
There's a lot of trolling, isn't there? That's the thing. Like we've seen it. Like we'll have a good raid, and then we'll get knobheads come in and have a go. But I think we're quite long in the tooth now, and we've been through, and we're like, mate, it's fine. It is what it is, and
exactly.
Just GG's, mate. Hope hope your next raid's more successful. We play it off. We might have the odd dig, but not everyone can deal with negativity. Like the world is, like you say, social media it massively requires on the positivity, of your, what you're getting out of those social media, and people rely on that positivity. And as soon as it's negative, it breaks down, right? And I think that's the danger of social media. Is like you said, it's a really good tool, good for business. I'm pretty much on socials for business and gaming. Trying to remember, every year reminding me when I've checked into places and remind me that I did used to go on holiday before lockdown, and that's cool. But it's a business tool. It's not necessarily there to make friends directly. But it does have that negative side, that when you do get negativity, it's how you deal with that negativity. And in the early days, I probably would have been like, well, why am I bothering streaming if I'm getting all? But actually, 2 years on and 4 years old, it is what it is.
Yep, definitely. 100%. And the negative people, again, as you say, the people that come in and scream and shout at you, now I think it's the same thing. Now I think obviously what's going on in their life, to actually scream at. And I've got mates of mine, and we laugh at them when we're gaming, like, and we have a bit of a giggle with them, but outside of that, I still text them and ask if they're all right, because they lose it, like proper lose it on the most like basic games or whatever it is. And I think it is. It's someone.
I think Horsey had one. Horsey had a guy the other day that we were playing together duos, I think, and I think he'd slapped someone up, and or slapped a couple up, and then the guy came in with his mate, and he came in initially quite aggressive.
Yeah.
And then he literally just commented, said, "Actually, I came in here to have a go at you, but I've realised you're actually a really nice bloke. So GG's." And he stayed in the stream, and I've actually noticed he's popped back a couple of times when Hawksy's been on. So
amazing.
You can turn the negativity around when they
definitely.
It's that clouded view, isn't it? You go red mist when you don't know who the person is on the other side of the keyboard that just killed you. You're angry because you got $500,000 worth of gear on you, and you've lost it all. And you go and you think, actually, he's all right.
Yeah,
I don't know why. He's just having a laugh, isn't he? And I think that's the good side of it, is that I enjoy people that come into the streams from those things outside of the social side, within the actual game themselves.
Yeah.
Some people won't put the TTV in their name because they don't want people to come and find them in, and they're afraid of trolling. But actually, apart from one or two that we might have had to ban just because of language or however their tone is, and that we don't want that in our community.
Yep, definitely.
Everyone else has been fine. It's only ever been positive, and we've gained followers and viewers from that. So.
Yeah, exactly. I think I've only had one real bad experience where someone, again, I killed someone. They came in calling me a cheater, calling me this, then started stream sniping me. Like killed like the guy I was playing with because they stream sniped, and I had to go to like full screen and then ban him. And then all of a sudden I had a load of other people like join the chat, and I'm like, well, obviously you were making accounts or something, and it's like, come on, like at the end of the day, it is. Someone said this to me the other day, and I think it was Cyprus, and he turned around and he said, "It's only pixels." Like,
it's only pixels.
It doesn't affect your real life, unless it's obviously competitive and you're making money from it, and this is your life. But even at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Exactly. It's and we should all shouldn't. I'm not telling any people what to do, but we game to enjoy ourselves. That's the whole thing. You should be enjoying it. If you don't enjoy it, then try something else, a different game. Don't, stop, go outside. As people say, go smell the grass. It is what it is,
Hawksy had a really big problem with his Discord. Like he had players coming in. He had some players in his Discord. Then they'd come into his chat, and they would come in every stream, and they'd make new accounts. It used to be like, Hawksy is shit, Hawksy's this, Hawksy's that, blah blah blah. Used to come in, and he was spending most of his stream just literally blocking stuff, and then he made us a mod to help him. And it's I get it. Hawksy just said there he's very close to packing it in because what's the point? You're going on, you're just getting hammered each time. You don't want to reinvent your brand because Hawks, that's his brand, right? Exactly. He's built it up and he's got good people that follow. You start a channel from scratch, you're starting from scratch again, you feel, but why should you? Why should you put up with it? It's difficult, right? And you've got so many tools, but you don't have. No. But they went away. They get bored of it. They move on. They don't fall into that 90% of, some people might go, you don't know what's up with them that day. They are in the 10% of arseholes, right?
Yeah, so exactly.
Never going to change people. And you can't always brush it off. Hawksy's a big lad. We're all, I'm sure there's a breaking point for all of us where you just
100%,
go, I've had enough. I'm going, guys. I'm off. Do you know what I mean? I get it.
Definitely.
Lucky you didn't, but you know, it's tough.
Yeah, definitely. And and we're, as you say, we're all here to help and talk. Like, as I said, like, that's it. We are here to talk to people, to help each other and make a better community. And it's been awesome. If there is anything in the chat that anyone wants to, ask or anything like that, ask away now. If there's any questions, I know there's a lot of people like do lurk and they don't kind of want to jump in the chat. So if anything like that, me and Darth, we're always here for, for anything. The same with some of the people in the chat as well, with Hawks in the chat as well. If anyone wants to just literally just jump in and DM us or whatever, asking anything, then we're always here. But as I say, I will be doing this every Sunday. Normally, it's going to be about exactly the same time, 1 till 2. Then after the 2 o'clock, I'm going to be gaming as normal. Vegan, but I've got a heart of gold deep down. Yeah, exactly. We all give it. You got to.
Gentle giant.
Exactly. The carp, how we doing? So yeah, that's it. I think for today, I'm super Darth. Honestly, thank you so much for being the first on, and
no worries. We're happy to come back in 3-4 months time and see how things have changed.
100%.
I'm more than happy to do that as a bit of a wrap up later.
Yeah, 100%. I just came in at the end. Perfect. No worries. So guys, literally this is going to be on, the whole podcast is going to be on YouTube. I'm going to put it on my YouTube. If obviously it gets bigger, then obviously we'll make our own, like the own YouTube. I've called it Health Bar because obviously within gaming we all have a health bar, And also as well, we have a health bar in real life, and mental health does knock that down. So,
I think
I
you just worked out our new Discord name, mate, as well. It's only Pixels.
Oh my God, yes! What a name! Yes, write that down.
There you go.
That's it. Amazing.
Right now.
I love that. Yes, mate. Perfect. Yeah, I know. Brilliant, right? Yeah. So, Rukasaurus, thank you so much for the sub. By the way, you're amazing. And yeah. So sorry, none of the alerts and that work on this. When we go back to the normal stream, they'll work. So, but yeah, if no one's got anything else to add or anything like that, as I say, we will be back next Sunday with this. I've got a few people that are interested next Sunday, so I'll let you know in the week who it will be. If not, it might be a surprise. And I'm glad you've enjoyed. Cheers, Hawks. I thank you. And obviously, everyone else who's come in, I really appreciate it. And we will, as I say, we will be having normal gaming after this. I'm just going to BRB, get a drink and that, and we'll come back and we'll game for a few hours. But yeah, apart from that, guys, honestly, Darth, thank you so much. Everyone else who's been here. And yeah, no worries. And yeah, perfect. We will see you all in a minute. Going to BRB and yeah, we'll get some gaming in.
Catch you all in a bit.
Cheers, guys.